All right, you guys, so I just wanted to come back and issue a quick disclaimer. The title of this video is clickbait. And it's clickbait because I knew if I titled it A Love Letter to Women, no one's going to click on it. The blogs aren't going to pick it up. But if I title it Why Trans Women Are Better Than Cis Women, that is the narrative they want to propagate. And so this really is just a conversation about why trans women do not feel like we're better than cis women, right? Why we appreciate and value cis women. And I know that no one's interested in hearing a logical, reasonable trans woman speak about an affinity for cis women or bio women, however you want to label yourself. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. So yes, be prepared for the clickbait title. Enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Hey, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I am the Mash Trans and you are watching me, baby. Now, before we get today's video started, I just want to give a quick what's up to my peeps and a diabolical middle finger to the creeps. You know who you are. First of all, good morning, you guys. I don't know what I'm coming down with, but I'm sure you can probably hear it in my voice. It's sounding gravelly. There's going to be a lot of throat clearing and carrying on going on in this video, so just be prepared for it. I woke up, like I said, I'm not feeling the best, but this video was on my spirit, right? And I felt like it was on my spirit, but it didn't belong to me. This energy that was on my spirit belonged to the universe, right? So I had to come and get it up off me. And I was watching a YouTube short by, I don't know what the lady's name is, but essentially she was talking about how trans women are essentially maligning or disparaging cis women, and how she doesn't want to be called cis women, and how if you are a trans woman, there's that throat clearing, and how if you are a trans woman and you want to be respected by being called she, her, using feminine pronouns, that you should be willing to understand that if a woman says she doesn't want to be referred to as cis, don't refer to her as cis, right? And that basically trans women are trying to erase women. And this topic is so dumb to me. It is so stupid to me, right? And the long and short of it is, for me, is that my womanness is not predicated or validated by something external. You can call me what you want to call me. People do it all the time in the comments. You'll hear people say, but you're still born a man. And, you as a trans woman, you're going to hear those types of comments all the time. And when I tell you, baby, I'm #unbothered, because these people, A, don't know me, and B, do not define me. So their opinions of me are nil. I don't care what you think. Say what you want to say. But what really bothers me about this narrative that is being put out there, that trans women are somehow anti, I'm going to say for purposes of this conversation, and this is the reason why we put these prefixes of trans women or cis women in front of the word women, because yes, trans women are not quote unquote biological women or cis women, or however you want to frame it, whatever makes you comfortable. Frame it how you want to frame it. Just understand that I can't control your language just like you can't control mine. And so if I'm having a conversation and I want to be able to deviate between whether or not I'm talking to someone who was born female or whether someone who is a trans person, trans woman, trans man, what have you, I might put cis or trans in front of it simply as an acknowledgement that there is a difference between the two, right? Not to disparage, not to berate. That is not the point of calling someone cis. And for the record, people, it is cis spelled C-I-S, not S-I-S, right? And so this narrative is being put out there that somehow we're trying to erase women, Black women in particular, right? And one of the things that bothers me about this narrative is, right, when I go out into the world, when I'm standing in the grocery line paying for my almond milk and my expensive ASS eggs, what's up with these eggs, y'all? What's up with the cost of groceries in general? Like, we need to fix that. This is what y'all should be upset about. Y'all run around here talking about cis and all of this stuff. Get upset about the cost of these eggs. When I'm standing in line to pay for my expensive eggs, and people around me, outside of me, see me, what they see is a black woman. What they're having an experience with and an interaction with is a black woman. Right? By and large, most people don't even know unless I tell them. Unless I tell them. A case in point, I was out just yesterday and this man was trying to talk to me. And, he's all up in my face, all up in my business, asking me if I'm married, asking me how many kids I have. And normally when someone asks me how many kids I have, that is clearly an indication that he don't know what time it is, right? And I say that to say, I move throughout the world as a black woman. So anything that is not uplifting, encouraging, supportive, loving, anything that does not glorify the magnificence of black women would be counterintuitive to my own existence. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to see black women beneath me? And my transness, let me tell y'all this, right? Because what I think is happening is we have TERFs versus FERTs. We're going to call them FERTs, FERTS, right? So the acronym TERFs stands for Trans Exclusive Radical Feminists, right? These are feminists who do not believe that trans should be included in that fight, they don't believe that trans rights should be advanced, that trans should receive the benefits of women's rights being advanced, essentially. Like, look, y'all ain't us. Y'all ain't us. Y'all don't, we ain't the same, boo. So you, girl, go over there and mind your own manly business, and we'll be over here doing what real women do. That is essentially sort of me putting into layman's terms what it means to be a TERF. Now, conversely, you have what I'm going to call FERTs, right? And this is female, let's say female exclusive trans, right? Who are so radicalized in their transness that they may say some things that are disparaging to women. They might. But you need to understand that those are outliers. Just like a TERF is an outlier, so too is a FERT. I love my female, cis, bio, whatever you need, whatever you want, whether you want a prefix in front of woman or not. I love all women. Not that way. Not that way. I love men. I love all women. And I don't have any... And see, this conversation right here, me saying this won't get picked up on blogs. You know why it won't get picked up on blogs? Because it's not controversial and it's not divisive. And really what's happening here is that all of these voting blocks that are starting to unite, through social media, be it women, trans women, gay, black, brown, Asian, all of these minority groups that are starting to understand that our voices collectively have more power than they do in a singular capacity, they're finding ways to have us fighting each other, right? Because people, let's take Florida for example, right? Ron DeSantis is down there trying to not just erase trans people, but also erase black people. I'm going to say it again for the people who just came into the room. DeSantis is trying to erase black people and LGBTQIAP plus people. They're going after things like drag shows, right? Save our kids from drag shows. Save our kids from these dangerous drag shows. Now, the same ones, right, who will tell you that we need to save our kids from these quote-unquote drag shows will be the same one every time a school, we have a Uvalde, pick a school, any school at this point. They'll be the same ones that tell you, our prayers are with you. Right? It's laissez-faire then. Hands off, we ain't got no time for it. Our prayers are with you. But then they want to create legislation around a drag show. And if protecting kids, I'm going to ask you, how many kids do you know have been unalived as the result of attending a drag show? I'll wait. Nobody? Anybody? Somebody? How many do you know? You don't know any because it doesn't happen. And if kids are unalived at a drag show or a drag queen book reading, it's going to be because of someone radical on the outside who is so hateful that they came in and did something to hurt or harm kids because they've been radicalized. And here we are arguing over CIS. And listen, I don't want to minimize someone else's experience. And if being called CIS is somehow offensive to you, and you don't understand that CIS is not meant to berate you, it's actually meant to acknowledge you in your entirety, in your wholeness. It's not meant to somehow take something away from you or make you less, but you have to understand that the world is evolving, and so too is the language, right? This is all this is. If you look at Webster's dictionary, every single year new words are added to the lexicon because language evolves. It evolves. And if being called a cis woman is offensive to you, I get it. Just like we have, some black people who don't want to be called black. Some black people who prefer to be called colored. Some black people who prefer to be called African American, right? Because certain people like different labels. Labels are very important to people. And if you don't want to be called cis, first of all, in my normal everyday conversation, I don't go through life saying, oh, that's a cis woman over there. Oh, that's a cis woman. That's not how it happens. That language is important when you're having discussions around, gender identity. Typically, that's when you're going to hear that language. But no one's going through life just calling, oh, she's a cis woman. I don't know anyone who does that. I honestly don't. That's not me even being sarcastic. It's just like that's not the way most of us speak. So, in short, I want to say this. I want to say be smarter, right? But I don't want to be insulting because the goal isn't to be insulting and call you dumb because you don't want to be called cis. But I want you to be smarter and understand the way people are weaponizing this in order to get you to not see clearly, right? To take it back to what I was saying earlier about Florida, people will be so radicalized against trans because of this whole, drag queen book readings and drag shows and what have you, that they will vote against their own rights, right? You will vote for a Republican candidate because he's going to come in front of black people and not talk about critical race theory and what he's doing down there. He's going to talk about all of this LGBTQIAP plus stuff that he is quashing and getting rid of. And when you hear that, all of the Bible thumpers are going to be, amen, yes, Jesus, praise Jesus, and they're on board, right? And so they wind up converting and saying, no, I'm not voting for this person because they support LGBTQIAP plus rights, and I'm not here for that. Not realizing that the same person who just came there and customized their message, right, to include the things that they knew would gaslight you and excluded the things that they knew would motivate you, right? They didn't talk about critical race theory. They didn't talk about, all of the things that they're doing to help keep black people oppressed. But it's the same person. It's the same person. And that's why I say, you got to understand, LGBTQIAP plus people are not your enemy. We're not. Could there be radical trans women out there? Yes, who are very, very vitriolic and very divisive in their tone and in their speech and in their verbiage? Absolutely. But the same is also true of women or hashtag or slash cis women. But you have to understand that those are the polar opposites of the spectrum. Right here in the center, where the rest of us, the logical live, the logical, rational beings, right here in the center, down the middle, the ones who aren't trying to erase cis women, the ones who aren't trying to invalidate the female experience, you got to understand that we're not out to erase you. Why? Why? And first of all, we don't even have the power to do that. Trans women are a fringe group. It's like 6 of us. It is like 6 of us out here, right? And so it would be foolish of us to not understand that we need cis women. Or women. Or women. Pick a label, any label. Be a woman, be a bio woman, be a cis woman, whatever you... Pick a label that is not offensive to you. And I'm okay with that. But my point being is we're not out here trying to erase you. That's crazy. It's crazy. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to get off my soapbox and go in here and try to take some medicine because, yeah, it's about to happen. It's about to go down. And I can't afford to be sick. I got bills to pay, so I need to get out here and make some things shake. So anyway, you guys, please do me a huge favor. Like, comment, subscribe, and share if you care. And as always, in closing, ask yourself this one poignant question. Why be bitter when we can be better? So let's be better together. I'm the Mass Trans, and I'll talk to you guys again in my next video. Bye-bye.